Visitors enter the park through a glass house, where their first encounter is likely to be with these very vocal otters. Children and adults alike are charmed by the smallest of British rodents, the harvest mice. The park has run an amazingly successful breeding programme over the years to make sure that one of the tiniest creatures in the UK is fully supported. All of the ferrets here are ex-pets, either rehomed by the park or handed in as lost, having been found wandering in people's gardens. The park aims to keep pure bloodlines for captive breeding of European polecats to help increase the wild population, which has been on the decline. Outside there are several otter pens containing different species, and often a helpful keeper to answer visitors' questions.
We feed them crickets, and there's little things like that make those funny noises, yeah?
Apparently, otters don't just have whiskers around the muzzle and nose, they have a few stiff whiskers on their elbows too. This helps them to detect vibrations in the water to track down moving prey.
A baby squirrel.
There are mainly fallow deer in the deer enclosure, plus a single roe deer.
Yeah, they are. They live together in the wild. Obviously, we've got the two fawns up. We've got 3 fawns in here all together. They are, but if I let them have out the bucket all the time,
These are all wild rescue animals, some taken into local vet practices when very young, and some involved in traffic accidents. Sadly, hunted to extinction in Europe by the 1920s, bison are now being reintroduced in many European countries through a successful captive breeding programme.
Here is our calf that was born here in May last year, and then we have our female polar, and then we have another male called Heimdall on the end.
These animals are extremely agile and can clear 3-metre wide streams or 2-metre high fences from a standing start. Ancestors of our domestic pig, wild boar were also hunted to extinction, but were reintroduced for meat farming. The inevitable escapees can now be found in many UK woodlands. Eventually they clear their enclosure of all vegetation, so the park have to move them to an adjacent one to allow natural regeneration. The babies are called boarlets and keep their stripy coats until they reach 5 to 6 months old.
So in here we have 5. So all these guys in here are all brothers and sisters, and they're all from the same litter. So they're all born together. So we've got 2 boys in here. So our 2 boys are our 2 dark ones. So we have Rocky here. Rocky's on the far left, and Chase is the one who's here, slightly darker one. And then the 3 girls are our paler ones. It isn't a species thing with these guys, just happens to be that our 2 dark ones are our 2 boys, which makes it really nice and easy for us to identify them. So these guys are 11 years old and been here for the last 10 years. And yeah, they're coming into their retirement age now, where they're 11. They kind of get to about 14 to 16. So they're just hitting like the later years of their life now.
They don't fight over it.
No, these guys are pretty good, to be honest. So we do feed these guys every day. So they're in a nice little routine.
A wolf's sense of smell is 100 times better than a human's, and they can smell other animals up to a mile away. Next, an animal that is rarely seen, the lynx.
They've got those tufty ears as well. Some people think it's because it helps them hear, so it funnels the noise down into their ears. Other people think it's to do with them communicating to their kittens and teaching them how to hunt. So when they're sat in those bushes and they keep them really still and quiet for those prey to come close enough to jump out on, they'll just flicker those ears and that tail, and they'll communicate to their kittens what they're doing, and they teach them like that. It's to do with them being cooked as well and raw. Cooking chicken as well makes it softer.
Of course it is cooked, isn't it?
Yeah.
These stealthy cats usually avoid humans and hunt at night. Keepers at the park lure them with treats during the daytime so that visitors get a chance to admire these beautiful creatures.
We can see her.
Finally, a chance to see the park's group of wallabies, which is called a mob. They often come together to feed in the late afternoon. A visit to the New Forest Wildlife Park is entertaining, educational and highly recommended. At the same time, you'll be supporting their important conservation work.